Hi, my name is Andy Boyle, and welcome to The Primer. This is a video how-to series on the Forensic Technology product line and some tips and tricks on how I think you can best use them to get the most efficient use out of them. In the following video, I want to showcase some tips on how I like to use the hit markup mode, especially for bullet comparisons when I'm creating a bullet hit. So let's go ahead and open up a pair of bullets here, and these guys correlated well. The best match has Lee 2 to Lee 1, and there's some strong markings at the tail of both of these. So I'm going to go ahead and line these up, and when I turn on hit markup mode, I want to do a couple things here. First, I slid the comparison down just a little bit to give myself a bit of room in the groove impression just above. And that's because when I go into hit markup mode and do that just like this, if I'm going to add text to it, I tend to like to place the text in the groove impression just above the Lee to Lee comparison that I'm about to comment on. And that just means that the text itself is not going to be covering anything in the area where I'm actually making a comparison. So here I could put down some comments such as strong agreement at the base of the bullet, to the bullet's base, and just clicking outside that box, we now have that here. Let me see if I can make that bigger though. That was medium size. Let's go with large, and let's bring that a little closer. And I don't like green either, so I'm going to go ahead and change the color here, make that yellow, make it a little easier to read. So strong agreement at the bullet's base. And another thing I like to do as well, once I have it lined up where I want that comparison to be seen, I tend to do two arrows actually, one on the reference exhibit and one on the test. And I like to line those up so that the nose of each arrow is touching each other, so that I can line these guys up quickly and easily later on, should I break that phase. So I can put the arrows on either side here, get the noses just touching, and actually I'm going to go ahead and make this a larger thickness for both of these. And now let's change the color as well, just to make it a bit more obvious. Let's go back to that green for these two. Green and green. So now these two arrows are pointing together here. As I go around this, and maybe I want to make some comments on this one or do something similar with my comparison here. If I do a couple arrows here now, how I have these lined up for, in this case, Lee 3 to Lee 2 is not going to be exactly the same base position as it was for Lee 2 to Lee 1. And so these guys here lining up those arrows nose to nose lets me see exactly where I liked the alignment that I gave it when I created that hit. This guy's being a little difficult. There we go, that's close enough. So now here, if I go back, I can see that getting the bottom guy, getting 3 to 2 lined up nicely, shifted me off between these two, so I can just shift back before I actually save this as the actual alignment that I want when I create that hit. So once that hit is actually created, all of those markups that I added here, the text, the two arrows here, the two arrows on the next one here, which I can realign those now when I need to, when I'm working on that particular set. But all of that I can actually get quickly aligned up as I go through my comparison here. And if we close this and take a look at our hits, we can see now today's date is December 1st, 2022. If I go ahead and bring these guys up, let's just make sure I close the other one. I did. So let's highlight him, do a comparison, and that is not what I wanted. Where am I now? I changed the order for some reason. Here he is. So here he is lined up exactly how I created it. And as I scroll down and go to the next one, I can make that quick adjustment here to benefit from the work I did earlier in finding how I like that alignment as well. So when weeks go by or months go by between when the hit was created and when you revisit it, this can be a quick and easy way to give yourself some reminders on what alignment you liked during each comparison. If you want to turn those off during your actual comparison work, let's say that you do have something that is covering some vital information, you can go up here to the display guides and you can turn off temporarily the hit markups and the graphics. The text and the graphics can be made invisible as you want to do more comparison work, get those graphics out of the way, and you can bring them back anytime you like as well. So there's a text and there's the graphics themselves. So those are just a couple little ways of working with the hit markup mode when you're creating a hit. So that'll be it for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the channel for future content, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.